Recording starting now. And remember, look at the camera right there. Alright, wait a minute to go live here. And. Oh, I am live. Am I? Uh oh. Oh, I am already live. That's right, I can trim this. Alright, going live. I don't do this so much. I'm going live. I am live on YouTube. I'm recording as well. But I am live. And today I came across this article. Me. I came across this article a couple days ago and it got me thinking about iPhone protection. Make sure you guys are protecting your iPhone. And this article got me thinking that, of course, even the iPhone, with all its hyped up security from Apple, it has still very many flaws in it. But and it's not to say that it's the worst thing. Like, if you just do the simple steps, so I can go over the protection steps and avoidance steps to avoid all this. That's entirely possible too, and it's a lot of it is user error. But I'm gonna hit up this article now. I'm gonna go through this article from the Washington Post. Despite the hype, iPhone security no match for NSO spyware. In this, they mention the Israeli spyware software called Pegasus, and it's here goes here's what they say. The text delivered last month to the iPhone 11 of this Claude Mangine, and French wife of a political activist, jailed in Morocco, made no sound, produced no image, it offered no warning of any kind as an iMessage from somebody she didn't know, delivered malware directly into her phone, and passed the security systems. Once inside, the spyware produced by Israelis NSO Group and licensed to one of its government clients went to work according to a forensic examination of her device by Amnesty International's security lab. Found that between October and June, her phone was hacked multiple times with Pegasus, NSO's signature surveillance tool, during a time when she was in France. The examination was unable to reveal what was collected, but the potential was vast. Pegasus can collect emails, call records, social media posts, user password, contact lists, pictures, videos, sound recordings, browsing histories, and according to security researchers and NSO marketing materials. The spyware can activate cameras or microphones to capture fresh images and recordings. It can listen to calls and voicemails. It can collect location logs of where a user has been, also determine where that user is now, along with data indicating whether the person is stationary or if moving, in which direction. Very, very bad stuff coming from this uh, spyware software that's coming out of Israeli. And all of this can happen without the user even touching the phone or knowing she's received a mysterious message from an unfamiliar person. In Manji's case, a Gmail user going by the name Lena Keller 2203. So if you see that name, definitely ignore. Ignore text, ignore email, and everything. And these kinds of zero-click ads, as they are called without the surveillance within the surveillance industry can work on even the newest generations of iPhones after years of effort in which Apple attempted to close the door against unauthorized surveillance and build marketing campaigns on assertions that it offers better privacy and security than rivals. But they come into the story a solution, and I want to get to that solution. And it goes over these stories of what happened and all, but they give a simple solution, and it has to do with the links. I'm jumping down. Only three of the here we go. The months-long investigation by the Post and its partners found more evidence to fuel the debate. Let's go up a little further. As far as Apple versus Android, researchers have documented iPhone infections with Pegasus dozens of times in recent years, challenging Apple's reputation for superior security when compared with its leading rivals, which run Android operating systems by Google. The months-long investigation by the Post and its partner found more evidence to fuel that debate. Amnesty's security lab examined 67 smartphones with numbers were on the forbidden stories list and found forensics evidence of Pegasus infections or attempts at infections in 37. Of those, 34 were iPhones, 23 that showed up signs of successful Pegasus infection, and 11 that showed signs of attempted infection. Only three were 3 of the 15 Android phones examined showed evidence of a hacking attempt, but that was probably because Android's logs are not comprehensive enough to store the information needed for conclusive results, Amnesty's investigators said. Still, the number of times Pegasus was successfully implanted on an iPhone underscores the vulnerability of even its latest models. The hacked phones, including an iPhone 12 with the latest of Apple's software updates. In a separate Citizen Lab also noted that its previous research had found Pegasus infections on iPhone 12 Pro Max. I need to speak slower. iPhone 12 Pro Max and two iPhone SE2s. I don't know how exactly you say that, but one of the two. All running 14.0 or more recent versions of the iOS operating system. And how Pegasus works, the target, someone sends, and here's what I was getting to. Here's what I was wanting to get to. It has like the solution built into it. How Pegasus works. Target, someone sends what's known to trap as a trap link to a smartphone that persuades the victim to tap and activate. Tap and activate, or activate self without any input, as in the most sophisticated zero-click hacks. How they infect, the spyware captures and copies the phone's most basic functions. NSO marketing materials show recording from the cameras and microphone and collecting location data, call logs, and call tracks. The implement secretly reports that information to an operative who can use it to map out sensitive details of the victim's life. So, what does getting at, like, and yeah, there's 0 clicks, 0 taps, but a lot of them are these secret links that you can click. You get them in text, you get them in emails. How to recognize, and I have a few other videos that I've done in past that show how you can recognize this as well. I've done some videos on that. It's all about recognizing spam, how spyware, the these phishing attacks. They call them phishing, phishing. We should all be well versed in these by now, but still, people are not, because they just don't, for whatever reason, they don't want to take the time. But I recognize these phishing links. Don't click on them. Delete. Delete these emails. Delete these texts. Don't respond in any way. But I'm going to go into the next one from The Guardian as well. How does Apple technology hold up against NSO spyware? And they say in here a little bit, real quick, says it's keeping pace with malware, but the Pegasus project paints a worrying picture. And along the same lines of the same articles I just read, it's one of the technological battles of the 21st century, which every mobile phone user has at stake. While Apple says it's keeping pace with surveillance tools that are used to attack its phones, it boasts of creating the most secure consumer platform in the world. Research undertaken as part of the Pegasus project paints a more worrying picture. The malware, it appears, has been one step ahead. So, lead me into so the big question, are Android devices less prone to Pegasus than iPhones? They say in this from fossbytes.com. And Pegasus software, is Android more secure? The answer is no. And truth be told, as I'm streaming this on YouTube and Google, Android devices are not invincible to Pegasus, but no phone is. It's up to the user, essentially. All phones have a vulnerability to anything like this. And if a manufacturer claims otherwise, they're lying to you. All phones have not been able to fix this long-standing problem, as it's been existing as long as computers and phones and mobile devices have been around. They're out there. Criminals are out there. They're gonna find a way to get to you, whether in person or in a digital realm. So, long story short, no phone, no computer is safe from this. It's up to the user to do as much of the protecting as possible. So it's up to the user. When I say it's up to the user, I just put up a quick WikiHow real quick. How to protect your phone according to WikiHow. Although extremely rare on iPhones, and they say it, but we just read that statement is not entirely true. Viruses may occasionally find their way onto Android phones and tablets via rogue apps, infected file attachments, shady websites. WikiHow teaches you how to keep your smartphone safe from viruses and other malware and spyware. Step 1. Only install apps from trusted sources. No-brainer number 1. Know what you're getting. Know who is creating it. Know where it comes from. Know everything about the app before you download. Because everything you bring on your phone is you're letting it access to the phone. Just know everything about what the app you want to use before you download it. To avoid optimizing and cleaning apps. In February 2020, Trend Micro found numerous malicious Android apps disguised as cleaners and optimizers, including Speed Clean, Super Clean, and Rocket Cleaner. They sound great, but they also sound like spyware. Rather than installing a third-party app to help your phones performance, check the how to speed up an Android smartphone or how to make a slow iPhone run faster for tips on improving your phone's performance. Samsung, the largest by far manufacturer of Android phones, does not recommend installing any antivirus software on your phone or tablet, even if they come from the Play Store. Number 3, research apps thoroughly before downloading them, even though the App Store and Play Store are the safe places to download the apps. It's still possible for rogue apps to make their way onto both services. If an app has several thousand or even million downloads, it's likely not a virus, but you should still check out the following. Scour the reviews. Don't just read the first few, and pay attention to the dates. If the app received 500 5-star reviews in 2 days but doesn't have any other reviews before that, beware. If you have an Android, scroll down and tap View Details under Permissions to see which permissions are required by the app. Does the app seem to be asking for a lot of access to your personal data? For example, are you trying to download a simple word game that wants to be able to modify files on your phones? Avoid such apps. Check out other apps from the developer. Most legitimate developers have more than one app available. Check the reviews on those apps as well. Search the web for the name of the web and or developer to see what kind of information you find. You may even want to include the word scam or safe in your search. Number 4, keep your software and operating system up to date. Both Apple and Google occasionally release security and feature updates that keep your phone safe from viruses and other malware. To make sure you're using the latest version of iOS or Android, see how to update an Android or how to update an iOS. 5. Beware of urgent or warning messages. Rogue messages and apps will sometimes display very realistic pop-up messages informing you that your phone is infected, needs an important update, or has been hacked. It can be really hard to distinguish the fake messages from ones that actually come from Google or Apple. Here are some tips to how to handle these alerts. Write down the messages before, take a screenshot to even, or just write down the message before closing the window, then search for it on the web. Other people most likely have got that message in the past too. Does the message claim you've been affected by a virus or malware? Neither iPhones or Android sends alerts like this. These pop-ups are usually from fake apps that trick you into downloading them and are often viruses themselves. Do you only get the message when you visit a particular website? Or did you just start seeing the message after downloading a certain app? If so, it's probably malware associated with the app, website, or app. And last tip, if one of the messages demands your password, walk away. Delete if you know where it's come from. Walk away from that. Do not provide, especially if it's asking for anything like that. Credit card, number, personal information. Close the window immediately. And the last tip on WikiHow. Avoid following links or downloading attachments from unknown people, as it came up in that initial article of this video, of this live. As with computers, viruses are often transmitted by downloading infected attachments from emails and other types of messages, of texts even. If you receive a text message or email with a link or file attachment, avoid tapping the link or file unless you trust the sender. Again, know where it's coming from. If you don't know where it's coming from, don't tap on it. And with that, I will take me full. Here I am. Hello. How are you doing? And as I'm coming into my live, I was just on Welcome My Stuttering Life. I know it's my friend. Howdy. You gave your cell phone the flu shot, so it's covered. Oh, I didn't know cell phones can take the flu shot. You want my headset? Of course, everyone does. I wanted it, so that's why I went out and bought it. I used to download the cleaning apps, but it always wrecked my phone. Of course. I think the cleaning apps, a lot of them are. There's two that I like to use that I think do well, and that's for the PC. They may be available for the phone as well, but it's called C Cleaner and Malwarebytes. Those are actually good, but everything else, beware. Beware before using. So download cleaning apps, and I have Lookout on my cell phone from my Stuttering Life that helps you prevent viruses, spyware, malware, adware, popcorn. Actually, well, I used to like popcorn, but I don't like popcorn so much. Is that was that a joke or is that could actually not be a joke? Popcornware. Is that mean? Are you mean like pop-ups and they create pop-ups and where they just send you a billion pop-ups on your screen? It's now that I think of it, that's probably what that means. Popcornware. Unless it is a joke, then I totally fell for it. Popcornware. Thanks for the awareness there. Writing back to the in the chat there. Nice. But anyway, any other questions anyone has over what I just went over, the articles and everything? Or ask questions or what you do, what you have, what did you learn to? Oh, it is a joke too. But it sounds like it's pop-ups too. It sounds like it's kind of both. But if there's any questions, any whatever you have, share what you do, how do you protect yourself? And I look better in the actual streaming tool. Then I look grainy in my streaming software. It looks better up here. I'm very pleased with. I was like, why is this looking so grainy? Okay, don't look at that. Don't look at that. All right. But if there is anything, then we can. It's wasn't my first one, but it's my first live in a while that I go live. Well, my first live by myself. I do go live with my podcast guests and Elgato Light D. Either you have a cat or the Elgato Light D. That's a software for the phone. I will keep that in mind. All right. I think yeah. Well, and thanks for listening, watching to keeping your phone clear of spyware and how to protect your phone from that awful Pegasus software. Stay clean, stay healthy, and I will close it out with that until my next podcast, which I actually will have an upload coming soon in the next hour, so stick around for that. And I will see you in the next video.